Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Breaking news today that's going to directly impact millions of Americans across the country. The long awaited $2,000 stimulus payments for Social Security and SSDI recipients have finally been cleared and are hitting bank accounts as we speak. This is not a drill, not a maybe, not a coming soon. This is happening right now. Have you checked your account today? Because you might be in for a very pleasant surprise. If you're new here and you rely on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now because we bring you the most up-to-date information on benefits, payments, and financial relief programs that directly affect your bottom line. Our community members often tell us they heard the news here first before their own benefit offices notified them. The economic relief package that has been debated for months has finally cleared the final hurdles in Washington, and the Treasury Department has begun processing these direct payments specifically targeted at America's seniors and disabled citizens. This comes as inflation continues to put pressure on fixed incomes, with many beneficiaries struggling to keep up with rising costs of housing, groceries, and healthcare. But what exactly does this mean for you? How soon will you see the money? And is there anything you need to do to ensure you receive your payment? We're breaking down all the details right now. First, let's talk about eligibility. Unlike previous stimulus programs that had various income thresholds and complex qualification criteria, this payment has been streamlined specifically for beneficiaries of Social Security retirement, SSDI, SSI, and VA programs. If you currently receive monthly benefits through any of these programs, you're automatically qualified for this $2,000 payment. The administration has emphasized that there's no application process needed. The payment will use the same direct deposit information or mailing address that your regular monthly benefits use. Isn't it refreshing when the government actually makes something simple for once? The Treasury Department has announced that the payments are being released in waves, starting immediately. The first wave prioritizes those with direct deposit information already on file, with deposits appearing in accounts as early as today. For those who receive physical checks, the printing and mailing process has begun, with checks expected to arrive within the next 7 to 14 days. But here's the most important thing to understand. This is not replacing or affecting your regular monthly benefits. This $2,000 payment is completely separate and additional to your normal benefit schedule. Have you been worrying about how this might impact your regular payments? You can put those concerns to rest. Many of you have been contacting us over the past few months, asking when or if this relief would ever materialize. The legislation faced significant challenges as lawmakers debated the scope, amount, and funding mechanisms. Some argued for smaller payments spread over multiple months, while others pushed for this larger one-time payment. Ultimately, the growing evidence of financial hardship among beneficiaries, especially in the face of persistent inflation in essential categories like food and medicine, helped build the consensus necessary to pass this targeted relief package. Does this feel like it's coming just in time, or are you thinking it should have happened months ago? Let's talk about the economic impact this will have. With approximately 70 million Americans receiving Social Security, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, this stimulus injection represents a major economic boost of around $140 billion, flowing directly into communities across America. Economists predict this will have a significant multiplier effect, as these funds are spent on necessities in local economies. Unlike tax cuts for higher income brackets, where money often goes into savings or investments, economic research consistently shows that relief payments to those with lower and fixed incomes tend to be spent quickly on essential needs, creating immediate positive impacts for both recipients and their communities. We've been hearing from viewers who are already planning how they'll use this payment. Many have mentioned catching up on utility bills, filling prescriptions they've had to delay, making necessary home repairs, or simply restocking their pantries with groceries that have become increasingly unaffordable. Some have shared that they'll finally be able to visit family members they haven't seen in years due to travel costs. What will this $2,000 payment mean for you? We'd love to hear your plans in the comments section below. Some financial advisors are suggesting that beneficiaries who don't have immediate pressing needs consider using at least a portion of this payment to build an emergency fund, especially given ongoing economic uncertainties. Even setting aside a few hundred can provide crucial peace of mind for future unexpected expenses. Have you considered how you might balance immediate needs with setting something aside for future emergencies? There have been some questions about potential tax implications of this payment. The good news is that the legislation specifically designates these payments as tax exempt, meaning you won't owe income tax on this $2,000 stimulus. Additionally, this payment will not count as income for purposes of determining eligibility for other federal benefit programs. Wasn't that a smart provision to include in the legislation? For those concerned about scams, and unfortunately, these relief programs often attract fraudsters. The Social Security Administration and Treasury Department have issued clear guidance. No legitimate government representative will ever contact you asking for personal information to process your payment. They already have all the information they need from your existing benefits enrollment. If anyone calls, emails, or texts claiming you need to provide information or pay a fee to receive your stimulus, that's a scam. Have you already received suspicious communications about these payments? Unfortunately, scammers often move quickly when news of these programs breaks. Adjustments, or COLAs, for their regular benefits. The administration has clarified that this stimulus is completely separate from the annual COLA calculation process. Your regular benefits and future adjustments will continue unchanged. This is purely supplemental relief in recognition of the unique financial challenges beneficiaries have faced during recent economic conditions. Isn't it important to understand how these different aspects of your benefits work together? For those who have moved or changed banking information recently, there is some proactive action you might want to take. While the payment system will use your most recently updated information in the federal benefit system, if you've made changes in the past few weeks that might not be reflected yet, you should contact your benefit administrator to ensure they have your current information. This could prevent delays in receiving your payment. When was the last time you updated your contact or banking information with the Social Security Administration? We're also receiving questions about whether dependent children of SSDI recipients qualify for additional payments. According to the current guidance, this stimulus is specifically for the primary beneficiaries, with separate provisions for families with children being addressed through other programs. However, if you receive benefits as a representative payee for a qualified beneficiary, you should expect to receive their payment to manage on their behalf, just as you do with their regular benefits. Does this clarify how dependents are handled in this program? For our viewers who receive multiple types of benefits, for example, both SSDI and VA benefits, you should know that you'll receive only one $2,000 payment. The system is designed to cross-check beneficiary lists to prevent duplicate payments. This is actually a significant improvement from previous stimulus programs, where some dual benefit recipients experienced confusion or delays. Have you experienced complications with previous relief programs due to receiving multiple types of benefits? The timing of this stimulus coincides with growing concerns about the financial stability of the Social Security Trust Fund. It's important to understand that this payment does not come from the trust fund itself, but rather from general Treasury funds specifically appropriated by Congress for this purpose. Some financial experts are pointing out that this approach addresses immediate needs, while legislators continue to work on longer-term solutions for the program's funding challenges. Do you find it reassuring that this assistance doesn't impact the trust fund stability? Many community organizations that support seniors and disabled Americans are gearing up to provide additional assistance related to these payments. Local senior centers, disability advocacy groups, and community action agencies in many areas are offering help with verifying payment status, reporting non-receipt issues, and providing guidance on financial planning. Have you connected with any of these valuable community resources in your area? For those wondering about the political process that finally brought this relief to fruition, it represented a rare moment of bipartisan agreement. After months of gridlock, legislators from both parties recognized the specific and acute needs of beneficiaries caught between fixed incomes and rising costs. The final legislation passed with support from both sides of the aisle, though not without significant debate about the overall cost and implementation details. Isn't it nice when Washington can occasionally set aside differences to address clear and pressing needs? As this stimulus rolls out, we're committed to bringing you continuing coverage of any implementation issues, payment schedules, or additional guidance from official sources. We've established direct communication channels with Treasury and SSA representatives to ensure we can quickly address any questions or concerns from our community. This is exactly why staying connected to this channel is so important. The landscape of benefits and relief programs is constantly evolving, and having accurate, timely information can make a significant difference in accessing the support you're entitled to. If you haven't received your payment within the expected time frame, which is approximately 7 days for direct deposits and up to 21 days for physical checks, the Treasury Department has established a dedicated hotline for stimulus payment inquiries. We've included that number in the description below. However, they're asking beneficiaries to wait until after the expected delivery window before calling, as their systems and representatives are currently handling extremely high volumes of inquiries. Have you found that patience is sometimes necessary when dealing with these large government programs? In closing, this $2,000 stimulus represents significant relief for millions of Americans who have been disproportionately affected by economic pressures while living on fixed incomes. While it may not solve all financial challenges, it provides an important buffer and recognition of the unique circumstances faced by beneficiaries. We'll continue monitoring the rollout and bringing you any updates or changes to the implementation process. If you found this information helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with others who might benefit from this important news. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay informed about future benefits updates, financial relief programs, and strategies to maximize your financial security on a fixed income. And thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video.